To transport placardable hazardous materials in Alabama, which CDL endorsement is required? H. Hazmat. The Hazmat endorsement is mandatory for transporting regulated hazardous materials. Let's continue. At what minimum age may you apply for a Hazmat endorsement in Alabama? 21 years old. Federal regulations require applicants to be at least 21 to obtain a Hazmat endorsement. Moving on. Which federal regulation contains the hazardous materials regulations? 49 CFR Parts 185. These parts outline the rules for classification, packaging, and transportation of hazardous materials. Here's another one. Who certifies the proper description and packaging of a hazmat shipment on shipping papers? The shipper. The shipper is responsible for providing accurate shipping papers and ensuring proper packaging. Up next, where must hazmat shipping papers be kept while the vehicle is in motion? Within reach in the driver's compartment. They must be easily accessible for emergency responders during an incident. Onwards. What is the minimum size for hazmat placards on highway vehicles? 10. 75 inches square. This standardized size ensures high visibility of hazard identification placards. Let's go on. How many identical placards are required on a placarded vehicle? 4. Front, rear, both sides. This ensures visibility from all directions while in transit. Here's the following one. Which placard class number denotes flammable liquids? 3. Class 3 covers flammable and combustible liquids. Keep it going. What color background does a Class 8 corrosive placard have? White with black pictogram. The symbol usually shows corrosion on metal and skin. Coming up next, which class covers oxidizers? Class 5. 1. These materials can intensify fires by releasing oxygen. Let's tackle this one. Dangerous when wet. Placards identify materials that react with water to release flammable gas. These materials require special handling to prevent violent reactions. Another one now, Division 2. 3. Poison inhalation hazard placards feature which symbol? Skull and crossbones. This symbol indicates serious inhalation risks from toxic gases. Now this, packing group 1 indicates what level of hazard, high danger. It represents materials posing the greatest risk during transport. Continuing forward, for mixed loads of flammable and corrosive liquids, you must placard for both classes or the more restrictive class. Placards must reflect all applicable hazards. Here's another for you. When must empty trailers have placards removed or covered? Immediately after unloading, this prevents misidentification and avoids regulatory violations. Let's keep going. Loading incompatible materials together may cause violent reaction or fire. Incompatible hazmat combinations can lead to explosive or toxic reactions. This one's important. Before each trip, placards must be checked for correct type and legibility. Worn or incorrect placards must be replaced before departure. Here we go. Who conducts the background check for Alabama hazmat applicants? TSA via Hazmat Threat Assessment Program. TSA screens applicants for security threats before granting hazmat endorsements. Coming up, hazmat endorsements must be renewed every 5 years. This includes background checks and endorsement validation. Don't skip this one. Hazmat driver training must be repeated at least every 2 years. Drivers must stay up to date on handling and safety practices. Let's take a look at this. Radioactive materials require which hazard class placard? Class 7. Class 7 is specifically designated for radioactive substances. Here's a quick one. A non-flammable gas placard is which? Class 2. Class 2 gases pose low flammability risk but still require regulation. Time for another. What phone number provides 24-hour hazmat emergency response? 1-800-424-8802. Chemtrek. Chemtrek provides immediate guidance to responders in hazmat incidents. Here comes the next. Hazard labels on packages must be at least 4 inches square. The label must be clearly visible and legible. Stay sharp with this one. Bulk packaging is defined as capacity of 19 gallons, 419 gallons, 450 L. This is the minimum volume that classifies packaging as bulk. Ready for more? Hazard zone AB gases must include what designation on shipping papers? Hazard zone designation. This indicates the toxicity level and helps guide emergency response. Next up, organic peroxide placards use which hazard class? 5. These materials are thermally unstable and may cause fire or explosion. Don't miss this one. When a leak occurs, the driver's first action should be to consult the ERG for protective actions. The Emergency Response Guidebook provides step-by-step instructions. Important one coming up. During a hazmat incident, traffic should be diverted at least how far from the spill. As specified in the ER, distance depends on material type, quantity, and weather conditions. Another safety question: which placard features a flame over a circle? Oxidizer, class 5-1. This symbol means the material can intensify combustion. Let's keep moving. A biohazard placard is what color scheme? White, red, white with black symbol. This identifies infectious substances and biohazard materials. Think about this one. If placards and shipping papers conflict, the driver must refuse the shipment until corrected. Discrepancies can result in serious safety and legal consequences. Next up, drivers must carry a fire extinguisher rated at least 5 BC. This rating covers flammable liquid and electrical fires common in hazmat transport. Don't forget this. When transporting anhydrous ammonia in bulk, the UN number is UN 1005. UN numbers uniquely identify hazardous materials for all forms of transport. Check this out. Hazmat loads must be stowed how? Away from passengers in a secured area. Secure storage prevents movement, exposure, and cross-contamination. Here's another ERG one. The ERG's isolation distances provide what info? Safe evacuation and sheltering distances. These distances help protect the public and responders in case of a spill or fire. Onwards, bulk packaging must bear which marking? DOT. Specification marking. This shows the container meets federal safety performance standards. Here's a combo question. Which of these requires placarding when combined? Mixed corrosive and flammable solids, combined hazards must be properly labeled to reflect the full risk. Next question. When transferring hazmat at a customer site, you must ensure proper grounding and bonding. This prevents static discharge, which could ignite flammable materials. Next, hazardous materials must never be loaded with food or drink cargo. Even vapors or leaks can contaminate consumables, making them unsafe. Next question. A driver not meeting medical standards must not transport hazmat. All hazmat drivers must meet federal medical standards to operate legally. Regulatory reminder, shipping papers must include a 24-hour emergency contact number. Correct. This ensures someone is always available to provide emergency information about the load. Let's continue. A DOT-approved specification packaging marking indicates it meets performance requirements. These markings confirm that the package passed DOT testing for hazmat use. Next, what must you do if a placard goes missing in transit? Replace it before re-entering public roads. Missing placards must be replaced immediately to stay compliant. Okay, moving on. Which equipment is mandatory on a hazmat vehicle? Emergency spill kit. This allows immediate response to minor leaks or spills en route. Next, who may inspect hazmat shipping papers and placards? Law enforcement and DOT inspectors. These officials are authorized to verify hazmat compliance during transport.